It's time for a midweek mini. We are so glad that you are with us here on Wonderland on Point, presented by Yahoo Travel, and a special shout out to our listeners who last week we had some technical difficulties. Our mini did not come out as regularly scheduled, and I'll be honest, we didn't even realize it. And a listener reached out in the Facebook group and was like, "Is there no mini today?" And I was like, "Joanna, we have a mini today. What's going on?" So thank you. It feels good that you noticed and that you reached out. So we're just so thankful that you look forward to this enough that you're like, "Wait a minute, is there no episode?" So thank you for reaching out about that. Sorry about the technical difficulties, and we appreciate you for listening.
Yes, we do. It's really funny because when we first started this podcast, both of us were like the first people to listen to ourselves right when they came out.
The only people.
For a couple weeks. Correct. We wanted to make sure like everything was good. We sounded okay. We didn't sound stupid. The edit came out good. Now we don't listen to our own. I mean, I do because I edit it. So I have already heard it, but I would listen to it again on the podcast app just to try to make sure everything, because sometimes tech stuff happens, things go wrong, things scramble. That's happened a few times where the episode that posted sounded like blah, 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 and it was scary and weird. So now we don't, which means that if something doesn't come out as it's supposed to, we did not know. So we do appreciate that you noticed. It means a lot to us. And I'm so sorry. I know that some of you have a routine, and that routine involves a very timely episode release. And I think I messed up some people's routine with our tech issues. So sorry. Forgive me.
But we're back. We're back, baby. We were a little delayed, but we were back. We were a little late to the party. Fashionably late. Today, we are going to get into some accounts that you guys can link to be earning points and miles in more than one place, because we want to be earning in all the places. So some of the delivery apps that, you're probably already using on a daily basis, they can link to other things and you can earn points in more than one place. So let me tell you some of my favorites and a brand new one that just popped up recently.
Yeah, guys, I think linking is such a sweet spot because you can kind of set it and forget it. So one of the very first account linkings that I ever did was Starbucks with Delta. And I could be wrong because I first did this a long time ago, but I feel like I used to earn stars on every single Starbucks purchase, which was excellent. It's no longer that way. You can still link Delta and Starbucks, but things have shifted, I think, unless I just didn't read the fine print when I first signed up. Now you earn miles, Delta miles, on reloads. I said that messed up. I said I earned Starbucks stars. Forgive me, friends. I meant you earn miles on your Starbucks purchases with Delta. So now you earn miles on reloads of $25 or more in your Starbucks account. You also can earn double stars when you make a purchase at Starbucks on Delta travel days. So like coming up, Juliet and I actually have a few Delta flights. So my understanding is that if we purchase Starbucks on those days, which would be at the airport, which often does happen, we will earn double stars with Starbucks, but we will earn miles with Delta when we reload for $25 or more. I have to be completely honest with you. I rarely reload my Starbucks $25 because I don't actually go to Starbucks that often. And sometimes if I'm reloading, it's because I had like $5.22 on a card and I needed just a little bit more. And so I'll often throw the minimum amount of reload on there. So it's like $10. So I haven't really been maximizing that well. The one time that I do tend to do a $25 reload is prior to a vacation where I know there's going to be a lot of Starbucks drinking, that I just take care of it ahead of time. So I don't know. There's something to be said for being strategic with your reloading, but also I don't want to feel like I'm spending more money at Starbucks than I was going to, which is why I tend to not do those reloads. So, there's a give and take to all of these linking partnerships, and this one is maybe less profitable than others.
That's why it's set it and forget it. And it should be noted, Starbucks can also be linked with Marriott. So if you are a Marriott Hotels buff and you love to get all things Marriott points, then go for that. Link that. Usually with a lot of these partnerships, you kind of have to pick and choose. So the next one we'll talk about is Lyft. Lyft can earn points with a lot of different places. So you can link Lyft to Built, which Built points are very, very flexible. They are honestly probably, and I'm not a big Built person, but I can honestly say that they are the best points in the game. They have the best transfer partners.
Yep.
You can use a Hawaiian or Alaska with Lyft, Hilton Honors with Lyft. There's a lot of things that you can link. So look into that if you lift a lot, or even if you only lift a little. Like I forgot that mine was connected with Built.
Lift a lot.
Yeah, if you lift a lot or lift a little. And then a couple years down the road, I looked and was like, oh, look, I have some Built points that I got randomly here and there from Lyft that I didn't even realize. Uber, if you're more of an Uber person, you can link with Delta or Marriott. And then a couple other things. A brand new one just popped up for United Airlines that was relevant to me. And that was if you are an Instacarter. I love to Instacart my groceries. I've become addicted. It is what it is. And when I linked my existing Instacart membership, it didn't have to be a new membership, with United, after my next order, I got 500 United miles, which I really appreciate just for Instacarting, which I was already doing. If you don't yet have Instacart and you link a new membership, there's the opportunity to get even more miles. So look into that one if you like Instacart or if you ever fly United. Guys, we're pausing really quickly to tell you about one of the major ways that we earn enough points every single year for a welcome offer, sign-up bonus, that kind of amount of points without getting a new credit card.
I checked my account this morning for what we're about to tell you about, and in the less than 2 years that I have been using this, I have earned 230,000 points, okay? This is crazy. None of those points required a sign-up bonus.
Yes, you need to turn your everyday online shopping into your next trip. With Rakuten, that is what we're talking about. Rakuten, you earn cash back at thousands of popular stores just for clicking through their app or website before you shop. Now, it is billed as cash back, but for us in the points and miles world, it's points.
You can choose to take your cash back in the form of either American Express membership rewards. You do have to have an Amex card to do this, or Built points. And get this, you can do that with a free Built account.
So this means buying shoes that you were already going to buy or the laptop you needed anyway. We all online shop. You should be getting more for travel, for your next flight, for your hotel stays, through shopping online. It's free to join, super easy to use. As soon as you get the hang of it, you're like, oh my gosh, why was I not doing this before? And a really simple way to stack rewards on top of your credit card points.
Yeah, guys, just today I got 10 times the points for a PetSmart pickup order, and the only difference was me clicking through Rakuten before I placed that order. It's a game changer. If you use our link in the show notes, when you spend your first $50 at any of the thousands of retailers that partner with Rakuten, spend your first $50 and you will get $50 cash back or 5,000 points. You guys, that is enough for a free stay at a hotel.
Yeah, you're going to want to go to the link in our show notes. If you do not already have a Rakuten account, go to the link in our show notes, sign up. Your first $50, you're going to get that $50 right back in the form of points that you can use for travel. So sign up today and we will get back to the episode.
The last one that we'll mention that's kind of fun, although it does come with some really weird and annoying caveats, is Airbnb and Delta. So this is kind of cool because a lot of us do spend cash on Airbnbs and then ultimately erase it with the Capital One Purchase Eraser, which is fun to think that you could be getting some additional miles with Delta and also still spending zero out of pocket ultimately. I like that idea. The thing about it is that once you do the linking, you have 10 days. You have 10 days to do your booking. So you're going to want to think about this one strategically about when you're planning to pay for your Airbnbs. If you're planning to book it now and pay later, which is an option on a lot of properties, sometimes you pay a little bit up front and some later. Sometimes you pay nothing up front and you pay closer to your trip. So you are going to want to do that linking very strategically with when you are spending the money. And it sounds like you can relink as many times as you want. It's just kind of annoying that you have to.
Yeah, I don't get the whole 10-day thing, but that is a possibility. So look into it. If you are reserving an Airbnb this summer, paying for an Airbnb anytime this year, and you fly Delta occasionally, even if you don't fly Delta that much, just always link these things, because why not earn the points or the miles so that one day you can use them? Who knows?
Yeah. For sure. I also want to throw something out there because this is a mini I've been kicking around in my head for a while, and I would love input from you guys in our Facebook group. I think it would be fun, even though it's not strictly travel related, to do a mini where we list all the places for you that you can get freebies around your birthday. And I would like you guys to give us your favorites in our Facebook group.
Please of the ones I have a birthday very soon.
Yes, you did.
Probably too soon. You better tell me right away if you're hearing this on June 3rd. Just a note, my birthday is coming up within the week. So be DMing me where I can get my freebies.
Yeah, but the fun thing is a lot of places it doesn't have to be on your birthday. A lot of times it's birthday week, birthday month. And I know a lot, but I'm always surprised when I learn new ones. There is a lady in my small group at church who just blew my mind last week listing out some other ones. So I'm going to save them, but I do think it would be a fun mini because you can totally, if you're traveling during your birthday month, a lot of these things are chains that you can find anywhere you go. So you can totally overlap travel with birthday freebies and help make your trip even more fun and special.
Hook a sister up, okay? Because I am very soon. Okay, well, we're going to move away from all of these accounts that you can link and chat a little bit about. We have not talked about, if you follow Joanna on Instagram, you maybe saw that she had a recent trip to Mexico. It was not a points and miles trip. It was for a wedding. So this was a paid vacation. She did use points for the flights, so obviously we always have some little element of points, but it was at a resort that had to be paid with cash. And so what we thought it might be fun to do is we've had some episodes over the last 6 months or so talking about some resorts that Joanna has been to in Mexico on points. So comparing the two, especially you went to a really, really budget-friendly, super budget-friendly Wyndham property.
Yes.
That was all inclusive. And then now you've been to this really super fancy one that was paid with cash. So talk us through kind of your thoughts now. Do you still recommend that budget-friendly Wyndham property now that you've gotten a taste of the really fancy property, or do you want to walk that back?
You know what? That's a funny question. I am just not that bougie, but let me tell you, living in the lap of luxury for 3 nights, I did not hate it. I am now in love with a heated toilet seat. Let me tell you that.
Oh my.
It was a Toto toilet for anybody who knows. Oh yeah. It was a very advanced toilet. And I was like, how am I ever supposed to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and sit down on a freezing toilet seat ever again? I have been spoiled forever. This entire place, I mean, it was stunning. The room was gorgeous. It was all operated by an iPad. We had a butler that we never once used because I don't know what to do with a butler. We had a deck. It felt like it was a balcony, but it was huge. It felt like a deck. It was made of wood. It had a hot tub built into it. It was stunning and gorgeous. It had this big open shower that was bigger than my whole bathroom at home. I loved it, but let me tell you that it was actually hard to love it enough to justify the almost $2,000 that we spent out of pocket for this trip. And that's room for 3 nights and food when I say $2,000, because it was not an all-inclusive. I mean, it could have been. Had we chosen to spend an additional $824, we could have made it an all-inclusive. We chose to book the room. And
what's the name of the property, just for anybody who wants to look it up?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Because 10 out of 10, if you're a cash traveler and you want bougie, this is the place for you. It's called Garza Blanca. That is their family friendly side. There are 8 towers on this property. It's massive. And there are two adults only towers that I'm familiar with. That part of the property is called Hotel Mosai, but it's all the same. And it has a beach and then pools everywhere, pools at every building. Some of it's kids friendly, some of it's adults only. And it truly was extraordinary. The service was 10 out of 10. The food was 10 out of 10. Everything was very, very good. The problem is it wasn't good enough to blow my $0 stays out of the water. Now,
Right.
yes, the 15,000 point Wyndham stay with my daughter in Cabo, like that one, there really was no comparison. That was not luxury. That was just nice and fun. It was nice and fun, and I would do it again any day. The comparison that I'm making in my head is really between the Hyatt Vivid Grand Island, which is the closest thing I've stayed in to this property.
So ultimately, how did it compare to the Hyatt Vivid Grand Island, which is a little nicer than the Wyndham property?
Yes. So there's a few things. The place that the property is kind of built into is much nicer in Puerto Vallarta. It's like really in the jungle. It's on the beach. Cancun is Cancun. It's a little more industrial, a lot less nature. So there's that. But like views, sunset, infinity pool, even food, in my opinion, was pretty neck and neck. Now, we didn't have a hot tub on a balcony. We had a very small balcony in Cancun, but we had a beautiful bathtub. The room was gorgeous. Like, was it controlled by an iPad? Did we have a butler? No, but it was $0. It was so much more enjoyable for me. In my head, I'm like, how many hours of work did it take to get here? And so few things are actually worth that for me. I would rather step it down a little bit and go for $0 every single time.
It's so true. If it feels like something is costing you an arm and a leg, it is so much harder to enjoy it. And it's so much easier to have that positive, everything is fantastic attitude when you're like, this was free or this cost me nothing out of pocket. So it's fun that you got to experience it. I know that's not something you would have chosen to do on your own. You were very happy to celebrate the beautiful couple that you went there for the wedding and all of that. But
Yes.
that's hard. Talk to us, though, a little bit about the airport, because it's always good just to share a little bit about various airports and what was available and what the feel was. So Puerto Vallarta, if someone hasn't been there, is there anything they should know about the airport?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of basic. It's not huge, but it's not mini either. We did book a great transport. It was called the Aeromobile. So for anybody going to Puerto Vallarta, it came up 0 times in any of my transportation searches. It was just recommended to me by my sister-in-law who had used it the last time they were in Puerto Vallarta. And it is definitely a company where they expect locals to use it. So they like speak Spanish when you call if you need something, because we did have one question to ask. But I'll put the link in the show notes because it was super affordable. I want to say I spent $60 something round trip on a private car, and it was a 40-minute drive both ways. So I will put that in. I didn't find the airport to be too crazy in terms of security or anything like that. We got through in a reasonable amount of time. There was nothing crazy that happened with cabs or anything like that because we had booked ahead with the shuttle. But one thing that was really nice is that there was a priority pass lounge there. In fact, there is an arrivals lounge, and we just didn't have time to take advantage of it because our shuttle was actually there. But it would have been cool to check out the International Arrivals Lounge and see how that is. Like when you get there, it would have been fun to get like a free drink and some free snacks and stuff. But we just were tired. We wanted to get where we were going. But on our way out, we made sure we were there really early because we had no idea what security was going to be like. And then we got to sit in the Priority Pass VIP lounge. There's only one. The food was very mid-grade, but you have a server. She's bringing us coffee. She's bringing us water. There are snacks, and there's good Wi-Fi and comfortable seating.
There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah. It was so much nicer. You could look out the windows and you could see all the people in the crowded, packed terminal. And I was like, oh, I am so grateful to not be sitting out there in those uncomfortable chairs with no Wi-Fi and no snacks.
That's right. All right, everybody. Well, this has been your Midweek Mini. We're so glad that you join us now and always. We do have an idea for you guys. We mentioned this, I think, last week. We would love to do a summer road trip where you guys submit ideas, domestic trips that you've taken thanks to points and miles, whether it doesn't have to be a road trip that you took. You could have flown there, but if it's somewhere that somebody domestically could get to on a road trip, we want you to share about it. Tell us how you used your points, what restaurants you enjoyed, and we will share them on a podcast episode. So there's a Google form in our show notes. Go there, fill it out, and maybe we will share your destination on the podcast.
Yeah, we're really excited to do this again. You guys loved it last year, and so did we. We learned of so many amazing places. I even ended up going to Bentonville last year after one of you guys submitted Bentonville, Arkansas. So submit them again because I can imagine we will be using them, as will other people. So we love you guys. We love having you here. Thank you for listening to us. Make sure you check out the show notes for all of the things. Join us in the Facebook group. Fill out the summer road trip interest form. I will also put the girls trip interest form down there for our April trip to New Mexico. Guys, we appreciate you, and we will see you here next time.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. We hope you learned something new and feel inspired to plan your next trip.
Remember, we're travelers sharing our experiences, not financial advisors, so always do your own research and make informed decisions.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow so you never miss a Points and Miles tip.
We'll see you next time on Wonderland on Points.